The split source test is again a relatively straightforward test. In this case, you can split off particles that come from one particular source event within your flow. In our example, you can see that we have 3 sources and that we can choose the particles from any of those sources to be sent on to the next event by picking on the Select Emission Sources window. If we go down to Split Source here, you can see that we have these 3 sources listed. If I actually scroll the window, you can actually see we have them here. We've got Source A, Source B, and Source C. These are also listed in here, and that's actually automatically done. The test itself will actually pick up what sources are coming into the event and list them automatically in this window. So you can choose each one individually. Now then, if we choose Source A and we press play, there you go, there are all our particles. And in this case, it's actually just displaying only Source A. If we go to Source B, there you can see it's actually just showing just Source B. And with Source C, again, there you are, it's just displaying Source C. So in each case, A, B, or C is being sent on from here into the next event where they're turned into these yellow spheres that actually spin. Now, the other option with this particular test is to send all the particles on that are not from the selected source. So if we do that, at the moment we're actually getting 1/3 of the particles being sent on. And if we actually change to that this option here, then 2/3 of the particles will actually be sent on. So let's actually do that. And there you go, you can see the actual proportion of the particles are switched. Now you can see 2/3 are being sent. And obviously only particles from source C are not being sent on. We'll change to B, same thing, A, same thing. So it's as simple as that. It allows you to actually pick up sources coming into one event and then split out the original sources and send them on to another event if you actually need to do so. Obviously you can obviously do the opposite as well. You can actually pick one of the sources and only send all the other sources come into the event into another flow, into another event. So it's a very useful operator. You don't use it a great deal because there aren't that many flows where you need multiple sources all flowing into one event. But when you do have that situation and you need to split things off again, this is the test for you, obviously. Okay, so that's it for the tests, and it's really worth going through all of these tests that I've actually outlined here and giving each of them a try out and see what you can actually do with them. Tests are the decision-making element of our flow, so it's very, very crucial that you become as familiar with the test as possible so that you can intuitively piece together your flows for any desired function. It's also probably worth trying to become familiar with the script test if possible, as you will gain a whole new level of flexibility and power when you can script your own tests. This also holds true for all of the other scripted operators, as it can be a real lifesaver when you need to push your flows to another level. Scripted operators should not be used for everything though, as they can be much slower than using an operator that's actually been coded in C++ to actually achieve the same task. But of course, sometimes no operator can do what you desire, and that's where a scripted operator can come in, and that holds true with test operators as well. Okay, so that's it for the tests. Let's move on now and have a look at the next section where we actually have a look at the force operator again. We had a look at it in an earlier DVD, but we're actually going to look at it in much more detail here. And we're also going to look at the force space swaps that we use with that force operator, and we're going to look at those in much more detail. I'm actually going to cover that right now.